Good morning, Mac.
Millionaire, the first horse to follow up wins in the Rawson and Tancred Stakes with victory in the $750,000 AJC Derby. It's good morning to Johnny Tapp. And Tappy, last week the Golden Slipper and this week the Derby, a feast of great racing.
Yes, Max, it compares more than favourably with Golden Slipper Day last Saturday. They're two completely different types of race meetings, Golden Slipper Day and Derby Day, but they're both very unique in Australian racing history and they both have their own special brand of magic. Unfortunately, the AJC didn't enjoy as good a weather as the Sydney Turf Club did on Slipper Day. We had mist, we had fog, we had heavy rain, 4 seasons in one really at Royal Randwick. The Derby was won by the odds-on favourite, a great colt in Maya Card, who joined that elite band of horses who've been able to win $1 million in prize money. He scored by a huge margin after getting a rails run as the field came up the rise. Let's pick up the action in the middle stages, about 1,100 metres out, where Maya Card's stablemate, Imprimatur, was the leader. Balciano's in second place, bounding away, moving up to make a line of 3. Running fourth in the pink colours is My Precocious Lad, ridden by Marie Linden. Now, Maya Card is 5th at the moment and getting right up along the inside rail with the white blinkers and the white breastplate, and he runs right up behind the leaders now as they come to the home turn. Now, watch him. He's about 5th at the moment. Now, watch this run as he sneaks right up on the inside of Dungarvan coming to the home turn. Now, Imprimatur led narrowly over Balciano, bounding away. Maya Card's in a dead end as they turn. Now, watch the rider of the leader, Shane Dye, on Imprimatur, looking around. He did that on several occasions just before they turned for home. Imprimatur leaves the fence. Maya Card gets the inside run. The gallant little filly bounding away put ahead in front momentarily, but not for long as Maya Card sees daylight and he just leaves the opposition floundering. My Precocious Lad in the pink colours in 3rd place, and Mike Willis's colt Gendre coming down the outside with the red cap. But just look at that acceleration, will you, as Maya Card explodes away from the opposition to win the blue riband by a very big margin over My Precocious Lad 2nd, and a nose away 3rd was Gendre. Well, Maya Card has now won 7 from 16 starts. The thing that's always impressed me about him is a beautiful galloping action, and we watch in slow motion now over the last 100 metres or so. Hasn't he got a lovely way of going? He's a real daisy cutter. The same could be said of jockey Mark de Montfort, who's one of the most stylish riders in the business. Look at Maya Card pricking the ears right on the winning post. Well, it's a jubilant Mark de Montfort joined by the wives of jubilant owners. Mrs. Robin Chapman in the gold outfits, actually nearest to the horse, as the girls bring Maya Card back to the enclosure. Prime Minister Bob Hawke speaking with part owner John Danoon shortly before the presentation. Mark de Montfort unsaddles Maya Card, which must surely rank as the best horse he's ever thrown a leg across. Trainer Dr. Jeff Chapman, who's had great faith in this horse since the day he bought him at the yearling sale in New Zealand. Maya Card, now sashed by the Prime Minister, and he also sported a magnificent garland of roses for winning the blue riband of the Australian turf, the AJC Derby. Now, the race following the Derby was the Adrian Knox Stakes, and this was a Group 3 race for 3-year-old fillies over 2,000 metres. And let's pick up the action on the turn into the straight. Adrianette got up to win this race for the Brian Mayfield Smith stable. Chez Paris was in front as they turned for home. She'd been in front all the way. The saddle shifted badly on her in the early stages of the race. Adrianette switches to the fence, dashes to the lead over Evandale Star. That's Irish Maiden on the outside in the green and gold colours with the white cap. Now see the filly in the cerise colours on the right side of your screen. That's a Queenslander called Show'em Sadie, getting to the line very strongly in the last bit to eventually get up and run 2nd, and Show'em Sadie is certainly a horse to watch. Now, the $300,000 Doncaster handicap, as usual, attracted a capacity field of 20 runners. There looked to be 147 of them as they bound out of the stalls at the 1,600 metres. Ladies and gentlemen, the Doncaster. The Doncaster of 87, and Western Ace bounced out in front of Magic Flute. Shinakima, Roman Artist away quickly. Drawn near the fence, began well, and then Hader Prince and Campaign King getting into a prominent spot. Magnitude began all right, but has trapped out very deep and is now rushing up towards the lead. Eastern Classic not far away on settling down, followed by March Akita, Riverdale, Royal Scepter, Fix the Date, Merry Ruler well back, and and out deep. Then Dinky Flyer, Swift Cheval getting well out of his ground early with Colour Page, and then Periscope and King Phoenix last of all. Around the first turn, and Romanardus went to a clear-cut lead by a length on Magnitude, who's worked very hard to get over. Rushing up Gold or Me towards the lead, followed by Shinakima, and then Western Ace and Hater Prince. Eastern Classic about 5 lengths off the lead, followed by Drawn Magic Flute, and then Marchakita, Campaign King and Riverdale. Further back came Dinky Flyer, then Royal Scepter. At the head of the others, Fix the Date, followed by Periscope, Swift Cheval, Merry Ruler, and back at the tail, Colour Page and King Phoenix is absolute as they near the turn in the Doncaster. Inside the 600 mark, and Romanardus just led Gold or Me. Western Ace going up to make a line of 3. Shinakima behind them. Eastern Classic under pressure, and then Marchakita, followed by Drawn, Hater Prince, Dinky Flyer, and Riverdale and Merry Ruler to the extreme outside as they come over the rise, where Western Ace and Gold or Me have gone to the lead together. Western Ace just the leader from Gold or Me. Little Drawn into the clear. Royal Scepter rocketing down the outside. Western Ace and Gold or Me are fighting it out. Royal Scepter closing on them fast. Royal Scepter coming at Western Ace. Gold or Me. Magic Flute getting a rails run. The filly Magic Flute has burst to the lead. Magic Flute. Colour Page flew down the outside. It's a Nebo Lodge Quinella. Magic Flute beat Colour Page. And it was a day of days for owner Mike Willesee and his wife Carol as they proudly led their top 3-year-old filly Magic Flute back to the enclosure after that exciting Doncaster win. Mike purchased Magic Flute from Robert Sangster as recently as 2 months ago. Many people thought he paid too much money for Magic Flute, but once again Mike Willesee proved that he's a great judge, and he had the last laugh. Jockey, of course, was Shane Dye, and young Shane could be in some bother over the imprimatur incident in the Derby. Stewards were most concerned about him continually looking around for his stablemate Maya card, and that inquiry has been adjourned until Tuesday next. 2 hard luck stories in the Doncaster. Peter Cook, who rode Dinky Flyer, said the mare almost fell when she clipped the heels of Romanardus about 100 metres out, and Swift Cheval really didn't get a clear run at any stage over the last 200 metres. Now we go on to the chairman's handicap. Many of the Sydney Cup horses went around in this, including Major Drive, who was backed off the map on the strength of a big track trial during the week. He got one of the most freakish rails runs you've ever seen and went on to score well. Now we're going to roll tape shortly after they turn for home and watch the rails run come for Major Drive, who's got a dark blue jacket and a white cap. He squeezes through on the inside of the grey silver award. The New Zealander Rasties with the breastplate and the dark blue cap. Further out in the quartered cap is Reckless Tradition, and then Out of Sight and Commercial Balance, but off goes the Major. Major Drive, aided by that miraculous rails run, scoots away to win over the incredibly consistent silver award, with Rasties third and Out of Sight in 4th place. Well, they were the highlights from yesterday's Derby Day at Royal Randwick. I think I spotted a couple of horses to watch. Firstly, the interstate filly Show 'em Sadie, who ran a great second in the 3-year-old event, the Adrian Knox Stakes. She should win a race in Sydney over the Carnival. And Kenzai from the Les Bridge stable had his first run after a long spell in the race won by Best Bow and made up a ton of ground to finish just behind the place getters. So Show 'em Sadie and Kenzai, I think they're the 2 to watch. I'm sure you can follow those with profit. Show 'em, Max, back to you.
Shall do, Tappy. Thanks very much. Grand Prix action next up.